In the WBAP newsroom.
7:49 right now. Dr. Alex Del Carmen is a Homeland Security expert. He heads up the School of Criminology, Criminal Justice, and Strategic Studies at Tarleton State. He's headed off to class, but he carved out a couple of minutes for us. We thought we'd reach out to him in lieu of what happened in Istanbul yesterday. Just to simply ask this question, Dr. Del Carmen, could that happen in the United States?
There is absolutely no question that can happen on U.S. soil, and in fact, many of us are expecting it to happen on U.S. soil. Unfortunately, we are not better protected than a lot of these airports that have been the source of terrorist attacks in the past few months.
I know you teach anti-terrorism tactics. What's that like? I mean, you say we're not necessarily more prepared, but are we figuring out that we better get prepared and get prepared quickly?
I think that it's always a matter of a question for any society to answer, which is, do we want to slow down our influx at the airports? Do we want to be hindered by, delays at airports for the sake of security, or do we simply want to get to the airplane quickly and not be hassled through security, but at the same time run the risk of being exposed to a terrorist attack? And I think our United States has definitely the technology, the personnel, our law enforcement are the best in the world, no exception. But at the end of the day, it's a matter of a question of whether or not people want to pay for it and people want to be delayed for it during the process of boarding an airplane.
Okay, I'm going to the airport. Here's the scenario. Give me the top 3 things I need to look for when I'm at an airport that could tip me off.
So individuals that may be wearing a jacket during the summer months may be a hint. Perhaps someone walking quickly from one point to the next, with absolutely no baggage or luggage around them. Someone that leaves a piece of luggage in a corner somewhere and begins to walk away from it. So these are things that are quick to point out, but at the same time, in the mayhem of an airport delay or an everyday operation at an airport, it is incredibly difficult for normal people that are going about their business to be able to identify these patterns.
Should you raise an eyebrow if you see a Middle Eastern person? That is so politically incorrect, but it's a question I got to ask.
Well, and I have the answer for it, and the answer to that is no. The reason for that is because, just being from the Middle East alone is not an indicator that you're going to more likely be a terrorist or not. The reality is that, as the FBI director has explained it well, ISIS has already infiltrated all 50 states throughout the U.S., and who knows what the profile of these individuals are. I would venture to say that this is more of an ideology than a religious or an ethnic component. And what concerns me when we start looking at race or we start looking at someone's ethnic background is that we're going to single out individuals that belong to a certain group, but then we're going to ignore the mainstream American that may actually follow the ISIS ideology and then let our guard down.
That's a really great answer,
yeah,
Brian.
Should we take a page out of the hat of El Al, the Israeli airline, or Ben Gurion, the airport there in Tel Aviv, that does do some profiling? Should we take a page out of their playbook?
The Israelis do it better than anyone in the world, and I will tell you, if there's anyone that we can learn from, is the Israelis. But they also understand that their mindset is completely different from the American mindset when it comes to security. I mean, these are folks that understand when they go to a mall that they're going to be scanned for through a metal detector, that they're going to actually go through a movie theater and they're going to spend 20 minutes before they actually get to sit down and watch the movie, and they're going to go through a security protocol. So the mindset of the people in Israel has an absolute understanding that security is a priority, and they're going to do their part in order to be able to do that. Keep in mind, too, that an Israeli is a soldier, regardless of their gender. They have to go through military service, and so at the end of the day, every one of them has been trained to protect their homeland.
Dr. Alex Del Carmen from Tarleton State. By the way, he's teaching at Harvard this week. He's about 2 minutes away from going to class. Make sure while you're up there, you're letting them know just how good we are here in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's the first thing that I tell them.
Good deal. Dr. Alex Del Carmen. All right, Homeland Security expert, heads up that School of Criminology. Terrific program over at Tarleton State.
He's a terrific speaker.
Yes, he is.
Wow.
He's all top.
Enjoyed talking to him.
Off we go to traffic. ClassicChevrolet.com right now. Traffic.